Siberia, the world's greatest and most unknown land. Siberia, the vast and mysterious region of Russia, is a place that many know for its unrelenting cold and desolation, but very few understand in its entirety. Did you know that Siberia covers more than 13 million square kilometers, nearly twice the size of the United States, but is inhabited by fewer than 40 million people? And it's not just its size that makes it unique, but the cultural, historical, and natural diversity that makes it a true enigma of the world. From the ancient nomadic peoples to the secrets hidden in its unexplored landscapes, Siberia is much more than just a vast space of snow and ice. Do you dare to discover some of the most fascinating secrets of this land, as remote as it is impressive? In this video, we will explore surprising facts and curiosities that you probably didn't know about Siberia. And we invite you to stay until the end to learn what really makes Siberia the largest and most unknown land in the world. Which aspect of Siberia do you find more fascinating? The extreme climate or the rich history of its indigenous peoples? Leave us your comment and don't forget to like us if you are surprised by everything we are about to tell you. Siberia, a vast expanse of land that covers most of Russia, is a place that arouses both fascination and mystery. Many know it for its extreme climate and desolation, but few really know what makes it one of the most impressive regions on the planet. At more than 13.1 million square kilometers, Siberia is one of the largest geographical areas in the world. This region, famous for its unrelenting cold, is home to some of the most untamed landscapes, as well as a rich history that has remained largely hidden from the rest of the world. One of the first curiosities that comes up when talking about Siberia is its size. To put this in perspective, Siberia occupies about 77% of Russia's territory and is so large that it stretches across two continents, Europe and Asia. If compared to other countries, Siberia would be larger than the entire United States, including Alaska. The enormity of its surface area is such that there are entire regions in Siberia that have remained unexplored, and many of its landscapes are unreachable due to the lack of adequate infrastructure and extreme climatic conditions. In fact, some of Siberia's most remote territories have seen little or no human intervention, turning them into true natural deserts. In terms of climate, Siberia is famous for being one of the coldest places on Earth. The city of Oymyakon, located in the Yakutia region, holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded outside Antarctica, with a staggering -67.7 degrees Celsius -89.9 degrees Fahrenheit in 1933. This extreme cold is one reason why the region has a relatively low population. Few people can withstand the frigid temperatures year-round, and living conditions are difficult, especially in winter. Despite these challenges, however, some towns and cities have managed to adapt, with ingenious strategies for coping with the cold. In terms of biodiversity, Siberia is home to an astonishing variety of animal and plant species. From the Siberian tiger, the world's largest big cat, to an astonishing variety of migratory birds, Siberia's ecosystems are incredibly diverse. Although many of these species are endangered, the region remains a sanctuary for wildlife, with vast areas protected by remoteness and little human development. Siberia also has large coniferous forests, known as taiga, which cover a vast part of its territory. This biome, which is the largest in the world, plays a crucial role in regulating the global climate, as taiga forests absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide. Another aspect that makes Siberia fascinating is its rich history and the civilizations that have inhabited this region over the centuries. From the ancient Siberian tribes to the great invasions of the Mongol and Russian empires, Siberia's history is as vast and complex as its geography. For centuries, the various Siberian cultures lived in harmony with nature, adapting to their environment in order to survive. However, the arrival of the Russians in the 16th century radically changed the course of Siberian history. From then on, trade routes were established, new cities were founded, and the region began to be seen as a strategic resource for the Russian Empire. Mining has played a crucial role in Siberia's economic history. Over the centuries, Siberia has been a center of natural resource extraction, from gold to coal, oil, and natural gas. Today, the region remains one of the world's largest producers of minerals and energy resources, although the development of this industry has had a significant environmental impact. Siberian rivers and forests have been damaged by overexploitation, and local communities often face the effects of pollution and climate change. Although Siberia is known primarily for its extreme climate and geography, the region has also witnessed significant historical events. During the Soviet era, Siberia became home to the dreaded gulags, concentration camps where thousands of political prisoners and criminals were sent for forced labor and inhumane conditions. The scars left by this dark period are still present in Russia's collective memory. Today, some of these sites have been preserved as historical monuments, recalling both the suffering and the resilience of those who were imprisoned in the region. As for the population of Siberia, it is surprisingly low considering its vast size. Although there are some large cities such as Novosibirsk and Omsk, most of the Siberian territory is uninhabited. Much of the population is concentrated in the cities located in the southern part, closer to the Caucasus, where the climate is milder and living conditions are more pleasant. In contrast, the regions further north and east, where the cold is even more extreme, are much less populated, with some areas completely deserted in terms of population. One of the most spectacular natural phenomena in Siberia is Lake Baikal, the deepest and oldest lake in the world. With a depth of more than 1,600 meters, Baikal contains about 20% of the planet's unfrozen fresh water, making it an invaluable resource for both the region and the world. This lake, which has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is also home to unique species, such as the Nerpa seal, found nowhere else in the world. Despite its isolation and the perception of Siberia as an inhospitable land, the region has been the site of some of the most important scientific discoveries in history. The vast Siberian landscapes, with their mountains, forests, and steppes, continue to be a research hotspot for scientists seeking to better understand ecosystems and global climate change. The region has also witnessed some of the most fascinating paleontological finds, including the remains of mammoths and other prehistoric animals frozen in the permafrost. In short, Siberia remains one of the most mysterious and enigmatic areas on the planet. With its colossal size, unforgiving climate, and unique history, this region continues to capture the imagination of explorers, scientists, and historians. Despite the challenges it poses, Siberia is also a place of great natural beauty and biodiversity, and remains a cornerstone of Russia's economy and culture. As the world continues to face the effects of climate change, Siberia will play a crucial role in understanding our planet and preserving its ecosystems. Undoubtedly, the world's largest and most unknown Earth remains an undiscovered mystery, full of stories to be told and wonders to be explored. Siberia is a place not only geographically and climatically fascinating, but also culturally rich and full of traditions that have endured through the centuries. The vast expanse of land that encompasses Siberia has been home to diverse indigenous peoples who have developed a deep connection with nature, living in harmony with the landscapes that surround them. Throughout history, diverse cultures have left their mark on the region, from nomadic peoples to the great civilizations that passed through these lands. Although Siberia has been known for its isolation, the region has a unique cultural identity that reflects both its diversity and the adaptation of its inhabitants to one of the harshest environments on the planet. One of the most prominent cultures in Siberia is that of the Turkic peoples, who have been influential in the region for centuries. The Tatars, for example, are one of the best-known groups, and their presence in Siberia has left a deep mark on the local language, religion, and customs. Islam is the dominant religion among Siberian Tatars, and its influence is visible in many parts of the region, with historic mosques and Islamic monuments still standing. In addition, the Tatars have contributed a rich tradition of poetry and music that is still alive in the region. Another important cultural group is the Buryats, who are mostly Buddhists and have a strong connection to the shamanistic beliefs that were traditional in Siberia before the arrival of Buddhism. The Buryats mainly inhabit the Lake Baikal area and have maintained their customs over the centuries, noted for their skill in horse breeding and their nomadic lifestyle. The indigenous Siberian peoples, such as the Nenets, Chukchi, and Evenki, are some of the groups that have struggled the most to maintain their traditions in the face of modernization and colonization. These groups have their own language, spiritual beliefs, and ways of life, many of which have been passed down orally from generation to generation. The Ninnits, for example, are known for their prowess in reindeer husbandry and live in a nomadic system that allows them to follow the animals across the Siberian steppes. This way of life, although increasingly difficult to maintain due to climate change and industrialization, remains a symbol of the cultural resilience of the region's native peoples. The Chukchi culture is deeply connected to the Chukchi Sea, and their ability to hunt whales and seals has been fundamental to their survival for thousands of years. One of the most curious aspects of Siberian culture is its relationship with shamanism, a spiritual practice that has been prevalent among several indigenous groups in the region. Shamanism is based on the belief that shamans have the ability to communicate with spirits through rituals and ceremonies, and have been considered the spirit guides of their communities. Although shamanism has declined due to the influence of Christianity and Buddhism, it is still possible to find communities that practice it, especially in the more remote areas of Siberia. Shamanic ceremonies, often accompanied by singing, dancing, and the use of drums, are still a way of preserving the spiritual connection with the earth and the elements of nature. Siberian architecture is also a reflection of the extreme climatic conditions experienced in the region. Traditional wooden houses, known as izbas, are designed to withstand the relentless cold of Siberian winters. These constructions are characterized by their gable roofs, which help prevent snow from accumulating, and their thick wooden walls, which provide natural insulation. The izbas are usually built with logs from local trees, such as spruce or pine, which are abundant in the region. In addition, many of these houses have wood-burning stoves, which are essential for keeping warm during the long winter months. In more rural areas, these houses are still common, and are often surrounded by gardens and orchards where food is grown for the winter. Another fascinating aspect of Siberia is its cuisine, which, as in many northern cultures, is based on products that can be preserved during the long winter. Fish, especially sturgeon, is a key ingredient in many Siberian recipes. Stroganina, for example, is a traditional regional dish consisting of raw fish cut into thin slices and served with a spicy sauce. Reindeer meat is also common in the diet of indigenous peoples, as well as other meats such as elk, bear, and deer. These foods are often prepared simply, but are essential to provide the energy needed to withstand the extreme weather conditions. In terms of music, Siberia has a rich tradition that varies according to the different ethnicities and peoples that inhabit the region. Traditional Siberian music often includes wind instruments such as the flute, as well as the use of drums and other percussion instruments in shamanic ceremonies. On a more modern level, Siberia has also been a center of musical development in Russia, with cities such as Novosibirsk and Omsk being known for their cultural life, with theaters, orchestras, and festivals. Classical music and ballet are highly appreciated in these large cities, and there are music schools that train new talent for the international scene. Siberian festivals are a vibrant expression of local culture, often celebrating both nature and historical heritage. One of the most important events is the Irkutsk Ice Festival, held every winter. This festival attracts thousands of tourists and locals who gather to admire the hand-carved ice sculptures, a tradition that has centuries of history. In other parts of Siberia, especially among indigenous peoples, festivals are held to mark the changing of the seasons, such as the arrival of summer or the end of winter. These events are often accompanied by traditional dances, music, banquets, and sports competitions, which, in addition to being a form of entertainment, are also rituals that ensure the well-being and prosperity of the community. Siberian literature, although less known worldwide, has a rich tradition that has been forged over the centuries. Authors such as Varlam Shalamov, known for his work Kolyma Stories, have brought to world literature a unique view of life in Siberia, especially in relation to forced labor during Soviet times. His stories bear witness to the difficult conditions of the concentration camps in the Kolyma region, one of the most feared during the Stalin era. Shalamov, like other Siberian writers, has left an indelible mark on Russian literature, depicting both the beauty and harshness of the region. Siberia remains a place that, despite its remote location, has a deep cultural history and a vibrant life that continues to evolve. The peoples who inhabit this land have not only survived geographical and climatic challenges, but have created an identity of their own that is a fusion of the ancient and the modern, the spiritual and the earthy. It is a region that remains mysterious, but also deeply fascinating, full of stories to tell and traditions that are still alive in its people. And so we come to the end of this fascinating tour of vast and mysterious Siberia, a place that, despite its vastness and extreme conditions, still holds secrets that amaze the world. From its cultural richness to its imposing landscapes, Siberia reminds us of the unexplored and the unknown that still remains to be discovered on our planet. If this trip to one of the most remote and fascinating corners of the world has left you wanting to know more, don't forget to subscribe to our Evolving World channel, where we explore the most amazing places and intriguing stories that define our world. And if you want to continue learning and expanding your knowledge on how to achieve success in all aspects of life, we invite you to visit our website selfmattermillionaires.online, where you will find valuable information and resources for your personal and professional growth. Don't miss it. See you in the next video.